Welcome to week 18. This is the last regular season week of this season, which means half of these teams you will not see again until September, but obviously, preseason in August. But this is it. This is it right here. So if you're one of those teams where you're eliminated, hopefully you just enjoy the game, sit back and enjoy the game. I know stuff like Houston and Chicago are still fighting for that one spot in the draft. And if Houston wins and Chicago loses, I believe Chicago gets it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens because they are playing Indy, but we'll see. But starting out on Saturday, and who's going to watch this game? And I'm just realizing I'm for OCD. I just realized it's kind of, whatever. I'm gonna just leave it. But who wants to watch Kansas City and the Raiders in a prime time slot, which is like was it like 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, something like that? Who's gonna watch this game? Who's gonna watch this game? Seriously. It's Kansas City is still fighting for that one spot, and we'll figure out the details later on about what's gonna happen with the Bengals and Bills game. We'll figure that out later. So in order for Kansas City to get it, you just gotta win, and then you gotta hope whatever they do with it, they do with it. Whatever. We'll figure that out later. But again, Kansas City is still fighting for that one spot, so I think they're gonna be playing for it. So, they should beat the Raiders. they should. Then, Saturday night, in our first prime time of the weekend, last weekend of regular season prime time, again, until September, Tennessee heads to Jacksonville for the AFC South title on the line. Winner hosts a playoff game. Loser, this is it until September. I am picking Jacksonville at home to beat Tennessee. I just feel like they're better than the Titans right now. I feel like this is their time to get back in the playoffs. I think 2017 was the last time they did it, and they went all the way to the AFC Championship game. So I think this is it. This is the time Trevor Lawrence gets his first playoff experience. Jags get a rare playoff home game, and yeah, that's how I see it shaking up. Now it could go the other way, and Tennessee could win, and then they're hosting a playoff game. But I'd rather watch the Jags than the Titans. Then we move on to Sunday. Baltimore heads to Cincinnati. Now again, it's postponed. The Buffalo, or did I say Baltimore? But the Buffalo-Cincinnati game is postponed. We don't know if it's going to, what's going to happen with that, if they're going to play afterwards or not. But this is the next time these two teams are playing is Sunday. So they have some time to figure it out. I'm recording this on Wednesday. I'm going to put it up on Thursday. No, I'm going to put this up on Wednesday. It'll be up Wednesday night. But we'll see what happens. They might have a short week afterwards, but then you have the playoffs, the wild card, after the next weekend. So who knows? Again, who knows what's going to happen with everything. Right now, they should just be focusing on Baltimore. I do have them winning against Baltimore. I believe they can. Did they clinch the title already? I don't remember I think they clinched the title, the AFC North title, I believe, already. So maybe there's not too much in store here, but again, they're still fighting for that 1 seed too, technically. So. Yeah. Then Cleveland, Pittsburgh. I'm going to pick Pittsburgh because for some reason they're going to figure out their way to get into the playoffs. And I believe they need Miami to lose and actually have the Jets winning. So, yeah. I think they need New England to lose too, which, again, Buffalo should be able to handle business. They should. So, I think Pittsburgh wins at home against Cleveland, and then we're going to see them as maybe the 7th seed. I think that's the only seed they can get. So, yeah. Minnesota heads to Chicago. I'm not going to touch on this because, again, Justin Fields, I believe, is confirmed to not be playing this weekend. So, Bears are just going to try to tank. This is it. So, Minnesota's going to win. Again, no idea what's going to happen with the Buffalo-Cincinnati game, but Buffalo is hosting the Patriots this weekend. And so I think both Cincinnati and Buffalo are going to have a hard time focusing, but I think they're going to be able to figure out a way to focus after everything, especially if there's good news. I think they're going to be able to figure out, a way to focus and win their games. Again, because they're still fighting for that 1 seed technically too. So I think Buffalo's going to beat New England at home. I think they should handle business, take care of it. So Jets head to Miami. I believe it's Teddy starting for the Dolphins. So I do think that Jets defense will kind of give them nightmares. And I think that eliminates Miami from playoffs if the Jets beat them. So, I believe so. Then Tampa, Atlanta. This is a meaningless game because Tampa already locked up the 4 seed. So I have Tampa winning because they might just want to try to keep their starters out there for not really a lot of rest, or maybe only half a game of rest. But Atlanta's just So yeah. Carolina, New Orleans again, meaningless. I have Carolina going on the road to win just because I don't like. New Orleans is such a weird team. I just don't know how to feel. Now they're probably going to win this game, but this game means nothing, and I don't know. I don't know what to think, honestly. So yeah, Houston heads to Indy. I am thinking, even though Indy is not quite as bad, I think they'll still win this game against Houston because Houston is Houston, and they're probably going to end up tanking for that 1 spot in the draft. So yeah, that's it. Arizona heads to San Francisco. Now, again, just like the AFC, NFC, still fighting for that 1 seed. And if Philly loses, that door swings wide open for Dallas, for San Francisco. I think technically, I don't know, maybe Minnesota can't get it. I don't think Minnesota can get it, especially because they just lost to the Packers. So Dallas, San Francisco, that door swings wide open for those 2 teams. To not only win the NFC East in Dallas's case, but then you go on and you're home all the way through the playoffs, have that home field advantage. So, and a bye. So we'll see. But again, I think they're gonna be fighting for that 1 seed. So I think they're gonna put their starters out there for a while and just beat up on Arizona for a while. So again, just talked about Dallas. I think Dallas is gonna beat up on Washington, try to get a win, and hope that Philly loses to the Giants. Which I don't have them losing, as you can see. But the game in between them, the Rams and the Seahawks. Now, I was going to go with the Rams, but then it's like, okay, well, Seattle is fighting for their playoff lives. And I put up, a video earlier today talking about how, it's kind of meaningless for Detroit if Seattle wins. But, again, if Detroit still is able to beat Green Bay, then you win against the Rams. You make the playoffs. So I think, again, they're fighting for the playoff lives, so I think they're going to come out swinging, given the Rams, who don't really have a lot except for just playing for pride and to win another game with Baker Mayfield, and just saying, hey, we want that playoff spot. So I think Seattle is going to win this game, and they're at home too. So Giants, Philly, Jalen Hurts is supposed to be playing this week, and I think the Giants have the 6 seed locked up, I believe. So, I'm going to go, with Philly. Giants don't have too much to play for. And Philly, again, you win and you lock up the 1 seed here. You lose, and again, Dallas wins. I think they needed Niners to lose. I don't remember what the everything is. But, again, that door swings open for other teams if you lose. So, I think, again, that first half minimum, I think they play starters at least the first half of that game. So, Chargers head to Denver, meaningless game. I guess Chargers, I think, are still fighting for a wild card spot, I think they can still move up and down the ranks. Either way, though, not too much on the line here. It's just because I think they clinched I think they have a spot in the playoffs. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. But I think they're the 5th of the 6th. I have not done my playoff picture in a while. I've not looked at that in a couple days. So, but I do have Chargers winning either way. But maybe Denver can spoil the playoffs for the Chargers. If they... No. I think they clinched the playoff spot. So, yeah, I don't think there's a lot on the line. I don't think. But, again, I have Chargers winning. So, then, to wrap up the season, Detroit heads to Green Bay. Lambeau Field at night, last game of the regular season. I do have the Packers winning. For me, I try to stay out of the bias of this, but I think that defense is going to come out and say, hey, we want this playoff push. And again, you win, you're in if you're the Packers. And just 5 weeks ago, people are saying, well, they're done. 4-8, don't have a chance. And here we are in a 4-game winning streak. And 1 game away, everything fell the way you needed it to, and the Packers have a chance to just win, and you're in the playoffs. So I think they're going to be playing for a playoff spot. Again, Lions are too. Except if Seattle wins. But then it's like, if you're a Lions fan, hey, we can spoil the Packers. We can spoil our rivals' chances at making the playoffs. So you put Seattle at the 7th seed if Seattle wins, and then you beat Green Bay. So again, I think there's going to be a lot for both teams to play for either way, even if it's just pride for the Lions, just to knock off your opponents. Well, I guess everyone is the biggest rival in the NFC North of the Packers. But yeah, so I have Green Bay winning at home, but I expect the Lions to come out swinging. I expect this to be a very tough game, and I'm not confident it's going to be, a blowout like it was against the Vikings. I didn't think we were going to blow out the Vikings. That didn't even cross my mind. But I don't see that happening with the Lions. I think they're going to see how the Vikings lost and okay, we don't want to do that. We want to make this competitive. So that's my picks. Week 18. This is it, guys. This is it. Half the teams are going home this Saturday and Sunday. The other half are advancing another week. We'll see what happens. If wildcard kind of gets pushed back so that they can reschedule this Bills and Cincinnati game for later on or what. But again, half the team's going home this Saturday and Sunday. So for now, like the video, share the video around, don't forget to subscribe, and I'm out of here. Peace.